obviously good to get one under your belt from a standpoint of, just having film, to figure out, what you need to do to get better. But I want to give credit to Morehead State. I thought they did a really good job of keeping us on our toes, never really allowing us to push the lead out. And they made us think about some things. They did a good job. They shot the basketball well, made 10 three-pointers. And for us, we just need to get better. But I thought Ashton did a really good job with that group. It was kind of hard, in preparation. They had 11 new players. We were trying to scrounge, get film on all of them. But we need to get better in understanding how to make adjustments in game in order for us to be successful. But we got a lot of work to do. I was not pleased with, the way that we came out, we played. I thought we were lackluster in our effort, and sometimes we just, and not because of lack of wanting. I just thought we stood around and we watched each other a lot, so our communication was extremely poor, and we have to get better in that aspect. But we have film. We have film, and we continue to move forward. We got a quick turnaround, playing Monmouth on Thursday, but it's more about ourselves and just trying to get us on the same page, and we weren't that tonight.
Jordan, it's obviously been a long time coming, but you finally played a game for the Kentucky Wildcats. How does it feel?
I feel good. I'm grateful. I'm blessed to be healthy again, playing with my teammates. Happy that the first game was a win. Like Coach said, the way we played was a little disappointing, especially for where we say we want to get to. But yeah, overall grateful and blessed to be back out there.
Coach, I noticed Elsa Vadfors wasn't dressed out tonight. I was just curious what the reason was, a red shirt or anything like that.
We still haven't made a decision on what we want to do, and obviously she got here late, and we're just trying to get her acclimated in each and every way, and we'll be careful before we make a decision on what we want to do with her.
Can you talk about Coach defending the face cuts, backdoor cuts early? It seemed to be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, it was a struggle pretty much early and late. They did a good job. They did a really good job. And again, I thought it was a lack of communication. I think we relied too much on contesting the shot as they went to the hole. We did have 12 blocks, but we can't rely on that. We got to be able to move our feet. And I thought our defense, could have been a lot better. But again, I don't want to sit here and say, take all the bad credit for it. You have to give them some credit because they did a really good job of exploiting it. They went to a situation where we had to make a decision on the high ball screen. We adjusted later on, but we had no idea that number 20. She shot no threes last year, and she made 3 tonight. And so, again, you're just trying to figure it all out, as you go along. But, I think the main thing is we just need to communicate a lot better.
Hey, Coach. So, Tony Morgan, first time out for you, live in real play here. What did you think about her play tonight?
Again, it's the first time out. She's filling everything out. First time being on the floor. I thought she did some good things. I thought she could amp it up a little bit more and be aggressive and try to find some more opportunities for us. And she'll learn and she'll figure it all out as we continue to go on. But I know she'll continue to get better and better once she just really feels comfortable in finding her spots.
Yeah, Kenny, I feel bad even asking you this because you out-rebounded them by 21, but it seemed like that you didn't really crash the boards that much. Is that an effort thing? Or
no, it's not an effort thing. It's not an effort thing. It's just understanding what we need to do. It really is. I mean, if you saw me in the first maybe 3 or 4 possessions in particular, I yelled at her. We got to rebound the basketball. We could have really set the tone for us. We missed a lot of easy shots tonight, shots that I think we'll make in the future. But I think we were so reliant on the shot going in, we were getting back on defense, and we got to do a much better job of rebounding the basketball because I think that's going to be a strength of ours with our height. But it is like the stats are misleading. They really are in a game like this, and we won't even look at the stats. We won't even go in tomorrow and say, yeah, we got rebounded on by 21, or we did this, we did that. We're going to look at the little things that we know we can do to get better, and that's something that we're going to talk about because we need to. And even when there were several times where we just allowed ourselves to get boxed out, And that might have been an effort thing, and we got to be much better at that.
Hey, Coach, can you talk about what you saw from Kayn Carol and how she played in her 13 minutes?
Yeah, she's a freshman. I wish she'd hit a three, and then she made a couple. Defensively, she's got to be out there, and but I put that pressure on the upperclassmen. They got to really bring her along. They have to bring her along and teach her and talk to her and over-communicate and get her in the right positions where she needs to be, because she's going to be able to help us. When I looked at the stats, it's 13 minutes. I wish I had gotten her a few more minutes because she's going to be strong in our rotation and really being able to help us. And but not a bad debut. Got out on a break once, hit a three. I grabbed a couple of rebounds, so she's going to be a big part of our success this year.
Cedar Phoenix.
Jordan, can you just talk about the on-court chemistry now that you guys have played a game in front of people? Just talk about how you guys are coming together as a team.
Yeah, I mean, game one, I mean, we're still kind of just trying to figure it out. It's coming along. I mean, we have to do a better job of playing together and communicating. That was eye-opening today, just our lack of communication, really. But, yeah, we just all have to kind of be better for each other.
Phoenix.
Coach, I know it's easy to look at this game and say, what can we do better? But what are some of the things you like from tonight?
Like?
Yeah, some things you like.
I didn't hear you. We won.
Or some of the positive things you can take away from the performance, I'll say that.
Honestly, Phoenix, I don't even know any positives right now. And I'm sure there were, and I know I saw them, but I'll have to jog my memory when I watch film. Just because we were really locked in and focused on the little things, the intangibles, the going out, the communicating, coming in with some energy, getting down, getting ready to get a defensive stop that we needed to, and then stepping up and being confident and making shots that we know we can make. So I know where we want to be, and I'm not trying to be negative Nancy, and I'm just going to make sure that we understand the little things that we got to do to get to where we want to get to. And right now, I can't really tell the positives, and other than we won the basketball game. Rebounding, we got rebounding.
Hallie and then up front.
A lot of talk ahead of the season about your front court. How would you evaluate triplets' performance tonight, Tiana, Claire, and Amelia?
I am not trying to be negative Nancy. It's more of, again, I'm not looking at stats, because I think if you look at the stats, Clara filled the stat sheet up quite nicely. But she'll be the first one to tell you that she needs to be a lot better. Amelia is going to have to do some things that we're going to count on her for, the defense, stepping up and making some shots, but being more vocal on the defensive end. She'll admit that she has to be better than that. Tiani, she missed shots early, and then I just thought she'd kind of start playing tentative, and she'll tell you that she needs to step up and be better for us. So it's really hard to judge and see how they did from that standpoint, but I know that they'll say that they can do a lot better, and I'll say the same thing.
You talked earlier about missing some shots that were makeable. Would you attribute that to a lot of first game jitters, or?
It's I mean, first game, you never know what to expect, and Jordan hadn't played in in over a year. I asked her before the game, "Are you nervous?" And she said, "Yeah." She didn't even hesitate, and she said, "Yeah." Clara's got a new role. There's no Georgia out there. It's her first game without Georgia. Tony's in a new place. Amelia's got a new role. So it's that could be it. You can say that. It's first game jitters and whatnot, but it's also Marie Sepp's first game. She came out and she played exceptionally well. They had players that they played hard, and so whatever the case may be, we won the game, and now we're looking forward to game two, and to be able to try to go out and improve upon what we were able to do.
We'll close it out with these four. Brad, AJ?
Yep.
Brad, AJ, Michelle, Jordan.
This one's for Jordan. You guys closed out 3 of 16 from the field. Was fatigue a factor in that?
I don't.
Be honest.
Potentially, yeah. Yeah, there's shots that we should be able to make. Yeah.
I mean, they're on that stretch, obviously, Tiani wasn't in. We went with Asia Boon down the stretch. Jordan cramped up. She was hobbling out there. It was humid in there. It was hot, but, Morehead played in the same gym. So we can't use that as an excuse. But I thought fatigue was a little bit of an issue. I really did.
Hey, Coach, I know it's still early on in the season, but how high are you on this starting five, and can we expect to see more of it during the season?
I have confidence in them. I know they can do a lot of wonderful things, but they got to be a lot better with the little things. It's not about coming out and getting a workout in and improving their jump shots. It's not about coming out and improving their ball handling. They've got to step out of their comfort zone, and they got to work. They got to communicate. They got to play the game outside of the game. They can't just come out here and say, "Hey, we're this group of players and we're very talented and we're just going to go out there and try to beat you with our talent." You know, after a while, you have to learn the little things, the communication, and you start playing different types of opponents who are bigger, faster, stronger in the SEC. And you're going to need every bit of communication in order for you to get to where you want to get to. So that's something that this group, they've got to form their identity. In particular the starting five, because they are very, very experienced, and they got to get a lot better.
You mentioned stepping out of your comfort zone. Asia Boon got to be point guard a little bit for tonight. How do you feel like she's coming along as learning that new position?
Point guard spot, she did okay. You know, ran the offense a little bit. We're going to rely heavily on her to step up and knock down some of those shots that she had. Again, you win by 16, and you know, she and Amelia go 3 for 15, you know, from 3. And you know, they make a couple more of those, which they're capable of. You know, it's a different type of basketball game. So we're going to rely on her heavily for that. The point guard spot, you know, I thought she did a decent job of running the offense. She's got to be much better defensively, and then we're going to rely on her to step up and knock down some of those shots.
What's that, Jordan?
Coach, I was talking with Coach Feldhouse, and she was saying that their offense is really 4-man out, kind of take everyone off the dribble. How do you think your team handled kind of the quickness of their kind of short bunch? Even when you play SEC schools, they probably won't have a 6'1" shooting guard, so you're probably going to have to see a lot of those quick guards later in the season as well.
I didn't, and again, I think Ashley's done a tremendous job, and she's going to do a tremendous job. We're just not built to play Morehead State with our team. Our team is built more for an SEC type game where there's going to be bigger players, where they're not doing that. But we understand those challenges because we're going to play teams like that are really good, Belmonts of the world, people like that we have to be able to guard teams like that. But when I constructed this team, the way my teams have always been constructed, probably the last 10, 12 years, we've always struggled again. I say struggle, and I mean, tonight we gave up a lot of points, you know, 59. But we're not built for that. So we're going to give up something like that. But what we get is when they go into the lane, they try to shoot a layup, you know, we contest it, and they miss a lot of those, and then we can get it out and we can go. But we're just not built, you know, we know that. We know that, and we welcome these games early just so that we can be able to guard a lot of different sets. But we have to get better. We have to get better. We will. And this is game 1, and but you know, like I said, no offense, but we're just not. We're built for bigger teams to be able to play more conventional teams.
We'll see you guys Thursday, and then we're on the road at Buffalo.